Hello and welcome back to Callum and Emily Attempt Van Life. Coming up in today's episode, we will be heading back in time to see what it was like to live in different centuries.
Coal and Cork merchant. Hey, don't get excited.
You will also see the exact moment that Emily realised that she was born in the wrong generation.
The Cow Club? This is like your dream place.
I'm telling you, I want to go back in time.
And viewer discretion is advised, as you will also witness me getting brutally attacked.
A seagull flew down, hit its body in my face, and then ate my ice cream, or a big chunk of my ice cream.
But before any of that, we had to drive to our first destination.
Okay, so after a bit of a different video in the last one, we are back in our second home in the van. And in fact, for this weekend's plans, it's a bit of like a full circle moment for me, because I've actually been going away in like caravans pretty much like my whole life. My parents always had a caravan when I was growing up. So it's already a bit of a full circle moment that we have our own camper van. But this weekend in particular, we are meeting up with my parents in their caravan. We're going to be in our camper van and we're going to be exploring Whitby together. Whitby, for those who don't know, because I didn't know until yesterday, has something to do with Dracula.
Whitby is where Bram Stoker, the author of Dracula, wrote Dracula.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at this. Sorry. Turn that camera on, you can't see anything.
Oh my god, this is quite dangerous.
One mention of Dracula and the fog comes out. Right, well, we are 2 minutes away. Apparently, we've literally just went past like Whitby town centre, I guess you call it. Went past Whitby Abbey, looking lovely, but now we're going towards the campsite, which I think's just around this corner. Well, that's me parents. Already got the honour of professional campers. We don't quite have it like them, but we're trying our best.
Right, so we've made it to the campsite. We've actually been here for quite a few hours at this point, but obviously we went straight away to see my parents, sat with them. They made us a curry, which was lovely. It's probably the best meal we've ever had in the vans. We actually haven't had anything other than cereal, but it was still the best meal.
And burgers.
Oh, we've had burgers too, yeah. Sorry, how could I forget? But we have been fed like royalty today, so we're very happy. But without further ado, I feel like it's probably about time we show you some changes that we've made to this van.
So we've added some lights, which I don't know how to use, but let's see.
This is Emily's first time actually using them.
I don't know how such a thin remote powers like all of the lights anyway.
Magic. Wow,
Oh my God.
look at this.
And look, you can change the colour.
Lovely. I mean, that's just a normal light. Ah, that's better.
Whoa! Oh, this is cool. This is mood lighting.
It's a disco all of a sudden.
It's a rave. Did you know it could do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
smooth.
nice.
Go through.
That is really nice. Moving on to the next thing
Yeah, go on.
is the projector.
No, the curtain, Emily. Come on.
Oh,
We're going in order of like
I
importance.
wondered why you were walking towards me. I was like, ugh.
Well, that's rude.
Curtain. So,
Do you know how it works?
let me try. We didn't want to have to always jump in the front and have to put window covers on, especially when it's just getting changed, because it's a bit of a nightmare. So Callum came up with the idea to do a curtain.
Yeah.
And he's done it really well, actually.
Well, I would say credit needs to go to my mum, because she'll watch this video and she'll be fuming that you give credit to me.
Miriam's really good at all the DIY stuff. Oh, have I broken it?
Do you want me to do it?
Do I just hang it like this?
No.
Do you want to do it?
Okay, so what wasn't supposed to happen is there's a hook here, which it's supposed to stay on. There we go. Each little circle, you hook on just like so. This final hook here, and a bit of, what's that called again?
Velcro.
Velcro, yes. And then fully sealed. Keeps out all the light, and it's a lot easier than actually getting in the cab and putting each individual window cover on when we're feeling lazy.
This is our new rug.
Oh yeah, show the rug, I forgot about that. Home is where we park it.
And we customised, well, Callum customised it. So there's our van and it's white. And then this is me and this is Callum.
Callum and Emily at the bottom as well.
Oh yeah, Callum and Emily, not because he doesn't like putting Emily and Callum.
Well, no, because
Even
the way
though I'm the eldest.
I think you'll find it was actually the boy was on the left and the girl was on the right. So obviously you put Callum on the left and Emily on the right.
Right, okay, so explain the channel name. Baby cakes.
Okay, so quite possibly the most exciting change we've made. We have bought a projector. Now, in one of the first videos we uploaded on here, there was quite a few comments saying like, where's your TV? How do you watch TV? Well, we can watch TV now. So what you'll find is up here, I have screwed in this like mount. It's actually for a camera. It's a 1/4" thread on the bottom of here, which is the same as like a tripod would be. So that's a projector screwed in. Now obviously we need the projector screen. You might be wondering, where does that go? I'll show you, be patient.
I bet you are being patient and Callum's just being weird.
So up here we have a projector screen, which just folds away nicely. And you'll also notice up here we have some like adhesive, what they called, you got like pads, is that what you call them?
Yeah, like stickies.
Stickies, yes, that's a technical term. Then all you have to do is hook the projector screen on, undo the Velcro, and voila! Nice and simple. I'm pretty proud of this. I was so proud when I did this. I think it's actually a good method.
I think it's really cool.
So this is how it looks from our bed. Now, obviously, projector's right there. Here's a projector screen, and the picture's really clear. Like, to be honest, there's not much of a difference with a TV. Like, I guess if you really paid attention, maybe you could tell it's not a TV, but the picture is so good. I made sure I got a projector that had really good reviews, and I'm chuffed with how this looks. This looks class. So, yeah, very happy. It's like we've got a massive TV in the van. Happy days. Good morning. It is currently 8:30. We've been told, well, we got told yesterday that we have to be up for 9 o'clock because my parents are making us breakfast. So we really are getting treated like royalty, apart from the fact that we have to wake up earlier than we normally would. But you know what? For a sausage sandwich, I'll do anything. But basically the plan is, obviously, have breakfast, but then we're heading into Whitby. Parking's going to be easy because my parents have like a tourer caravan, meaning they've actually brought their actual car, which makes life a lot easier for us today. We don't have to try and park the van. And yeah, no real plans at Whitby. We're just going to have a look around, see the town, you know, just see where the day takes us. I don't know how much I'll film because obviously I'm with my parents, but I'm going to try and get like some clips throughout the day. And right, time to get a sausage sandwich down me. Very excited.
I won't forget a single thing from drunken nights to Sunday mornings, and how you smile at me. Wish you would stay.
Right, so I went over to my parents' van, which was next door. We couldn't actually get the cooker out because the weather's pretty bad at the minute, so it just wouldn't work outside. So we actually went to the restaurant that's actually at this campsite. We had a sausage sandwich, bacon sandwich. It was lovely. Bailey also escaped for approximately 2 minutes, and by escaped I mean he went for a little run. He came back fine, it was alright. Yeah, my parents have the dogs because their van is a lot bigger, and Bailey decided, he was like, right, I'm having some exercise. But now that the exercise is over, it was time to head into Whitby. Right, so I'm going to do the voiceover for this part of the video because I didn't really do any, like, normal vlogging where I'm getting the camera out and being like, hello, YouTube, all that stuff. Because I'm with my parents, you know, I didn't want to do that. But we did get some shots. It was me and Emily just kind of taking random videos throughout the day. We went on a bit of a walk. As you can see, the weather isn't exactly great, but we did see Dracula experience. Don't really know what that is. Don't really know what it entails, but it looks cool at least. As you can see, Bailey's having a great time, although he was soaking. This is Emily practicing her videography, filming a bird. It's beautiful videography, Emily. We're very, very proud. But yeah, we had a great time. We were out for a few hours, but then my parents went off to do their own thing. They went back to the campsite, and me and Emily decided to take the car and head back into Whitby to go to a few places that we hadn't been before. We are currently heading to Whitby Abbey. Hopefully we can get parked. Should be easier now that we're in a car, not the van. And yeah, we'll see what else there is to explore. So we've made it, and we found a car park like right next to the Abbey, so we're gonna go and have a look at that. Hopefully some nice drone shots, and yeah, let's go and explore. It looks beautiful, to be fair. We were told, like, do you have to buy a ticket to come in? And we were told that there's like some like, what, Dracula show? Then there's like a light show later on when it gets dark.
Which is so weird because this is an abbey, so it was like a monastery.
Yeah.
A Dracula ritual.
But yeah, to be fair, it does look beautiful, and I'm hoping there's going to be signs around there with some history on it. And we're going to learn something today on the Callum and Emily channel. Don't say we don't educate you.
Oh, grass is only for cows and rabbits that don't know how to kill and conquer, to win and rule. Oh, it's what we learn at school.
This is
Whitby Abbey. We've had a little read of it, and to the best of my knowledge, what I know is the monks built a church here that gradually got replaced by this building, and I believe King Henry VIII suppressed this building due with some conflict of his divorces or something like that. He was just a bit of a wild bloke, wasn't he? But this is now the remains of the second building, to the best of my knowledge, and then this got abandoned. But I mean, look, there's still quite a bit of it left. You can see exactly kind of like the structure of it. And I mean, for something that was built in 1220, I believe it was, it kind of still holds up now. If the building wasn't like ruined and it was still intact fully, and you looked at the way it was built, you would be impressed now, like it holds up. So it's kind of crazy since it was built so long ago. But I mean, look, there's still a good amount left, and it's beautiful. So I'm really glad we came here. I'll tell you one thing that's becoming a bit of a pain in the ass though, is that I've had a bad foot for like a couple of weeks now at this point, and I thought it was getting better over the last like week, but the last few days it's got like to a worse point, and I'm really struggling walking like long distances. And there's like these kind of like famous steps where I think there's like 200 steps or something.
It's 199 steps.
Oh, 199 steps. Sorry, I was one over the top. But yeah, there's these famous steps, and I just physically can't do them because my foot's absolutely killing me. So we're going back to the car now, because at the minute we're on the top of like a hill. But then we're going to try and find a car park at the bottom of the hill, and then go into like Whitby town properly. But yeah, I'm making this a lot more complicated than it has to be, because I'm struggling to walk, which is not fun. Well, I think it's fair to say that was an absolute mission to get parked. This car park is gigantic, but also rammed. We had to go around like 3 or 4 times to even get space, but we've managed it. And as you can probably see up there, that is Whitby Abbey. So that's where we were literally, well, in the video, probably like 20 seconds ago. For us, a bit longer than that. And now I think we're going to go for a bit of a wander, go into maybe like a few like pubs or bars and stuff, or just shops in general that we couldn't with the dogs. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. Now at this point we made our way into the town. This bloke was very impressive, it must be said. And then we decided to get some food, and the Magpie Cafe was clearly the most popular restaurant in Whitby. The queue was gigantic, but the wait was worth it. The food was actually delicious. And then of course we decided to get some dessert, got some ice creams, and then this is where disaster struck. Right, so the biggest twist of them all. I wish I could have on film, because this now sounds like an unbelievable story. But as you can see, Emily's still eating her ice cream. I had my ice cream in my hand, and all of a sudden I felt something smack me in the face. It was a seagull. A seagull flew down, hit its body in my face, and then ate my ice cream, or a big chunk of my ice cream.
I ran away.
And now I no longer have an ice cream. Emily runs away. I'm concussed.
Wait, I ran like this.
Yeah, she ran out eating her ice cream, and now I'm an ice cream down, and I got hit in the head by a seagull. My first initial thought was that someone kicked a football and it hit me on my head, because it came from behind me, and I went, oh, what was that? And then I just saw white. And then I looked further down. Bird.
Died. I just saw the bright light.
I shit myself when I saw it was the actual bird. And then I was like, fuck it, get me out of this beach. Never coming back. And the thing is as well, I keep mentioning full circle moments. My parents, every time we go to a seaside town,
She was telling me.
They always mention the time when a seagull stole my sausage roll when I was younger, and I was a kid, and I was crying my eyes out. Full circle, we're back in a seaside town. I've got attacked.
They're just thinking they can bully you.
Yeah, I'm actually a victim to seagulls. Now, after my near-death experience, we decided to go to the arcade, and we were quickly reminded just how much of a scam these places can be.
Oh, this is shit.
What's the point in that? Not so easy, is it, eh?
This is hard. I don't want that ugly green one. I want it.
It doesn't grab. We're being scammed as we speak. Look at the state of that. It doesn't grab. Oh, and what a surprise. Oh my god, I thought you got it. But luckily, I did end up finding a game that I was good at. Emily, on the other hand, had a little bit of a different experience. And then we ended it with some basketball, and I'm only showing this clip because I got a lot of them in, and the rest of it I was shocking. So enjoy this clip of me looking like LeBron James. Well, just like that, we are back in the car. We're gonna head back to the campsite now, and we've had a fun day in Whitby. What's been your highlights of the Whitby experience?
You've been attacked by a seagull.
Right, okay, right. We don't need to mention that again.
I'm really upset we didn't win a seagull toy, because that would have been a really good memory.
I didn't even film that, but we tried going on them grabby machines, which you probably did see, but we went on a grabby machine that specifically had a seagull with like chips in its mouth or something, and we're like, oh, we need that because it's going to remind us of the time that you got attacked by a seagull. We didn't win because the scams. The food was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Food was great. Massive fish, didn't get a chance to finish it, but that
was a better representation of British food.
Yeah, if you're ever in Whitby, go to the Magpie.
The Magpie, a lovely little
And
place.
sit in, don't get it to take out.
And by the way, if you're not from the UK, you cannot come to the UK and judge fish and chips unless you go to a seaside town. That's where you get the best stuff.
100%.
Don't go to London, because they'll basically just give you fucking fries that look a little bit wider.
They'll give you a deep fried pigeon.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that, but they'd give you some dodgy
And
stuff.
say, oh, this is cod.
Seaside towns, they'll be fresh, it'll be nicer, then judge. If you don't like it then, fair enough, we'll let you off. But I promise you will. But yeah, enough of the fish and chips propaganda. We are heading back to the campsite, so we'll see you there. Right, so we are now back at the camper van, and truth be told, we've actually been back at the campsite for quite a while at this point. I've just been in my parents' van, speaking to them for a bit, so I haven't really filmed basically anything since we've been back. So this video might seem a bit all over the place, but you can probably understand why. As you can see, Emily is in bed. She has been in bed for quite some time at this point, having a nap.
3-hour nap.
Having a 3-hour nap.
Which is my standard nap time.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because Emily is the only person I know that can have a 3-hour nap and then proceed to then go on to have like a full 8-hour sleep straight away, pretty much. Which is, it's impressive, to say the least. Which brings me on to this, because it is getting late now, and we're probably just going to be setting up, as you can see, obviously the bed's already set up. We're probably just going to be like watching a movie or something, just chilling, and eventually just sleeping. And we've got an early morning tomorrow to head over to Beamish, which is like, I still don't really know how to describe it, but living museum, is it? Yeah? I don't know why you're whispering. Living museum, so it's basically like a town that looks like it's from the 1800s, and it'll be interesting. The way I'm describing it makes it sound shit. It will be interesting, but we have to be up early for that, and we've got a decent little journey tomorrow. So for now, I will say good night, and we'll see you lot tomorrow. Good morning. We have risen, and it's a little bit later than we were planning on getting up, because obviously we need to set up early to get to Beamish in time. We still can probably do that, it just means that we have to get ready a lot quicker than expected. So yeah, we're gonna try and speedrun this whole process of getting ready, putting the bed away, making the van safe to drive, and then heading on the road. So wish us luck. Okay, well, we are on the way to Beamish, and as you can see here, all of the above, it doesn't exactly look great. The weather has not been too kind to us.
It's an open air museum,
Yeah, so
which means outside.
we're just walking around in this all day, which I'm sure is going to be lovely. But of course, we weren't going to let some rain stop us, and we made it to Beamish. Now, just to give you an idea of how big this place is, these are all separate villages from different periods of time, from the 1820s all the way up to the 1950s. And to get to the first village, we actually had to go on a tram, but first of all, we saw some of the older vehicles. This is kind of like a running theme throughout Beamish. You'll see these all over the place. And here we are getting our first and only mode of transport throughout this whole experience. We actually just ended up walking everywhere else. And as you can definitely see, the weather was not very nice to us throughout this whole experience. It was just on and off with the rain. But here we are actually approaching our first town to explore.
Right, so we made it. There's a bus going past now. This is so much better than I thought it would be. The towns I generally thought would be like a building, maybe 2 buildings. No, they're actual towns. All the vehicles you see are obviously old vehicles. We just got on the tram to get here, and now we're heading down to see. Do you know which one this was?
No.
No.
See when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see a sign. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, it is genuinely a full-size town, basically. And the thing is, with most of these buildings, you can go in and, like, explore and see what it is. So we're definitely gonna have to do that. So, had a look on the map. This is the 1900s village. So I'm assuming early 1900s, because it doesn't give an exact date. And yeah, I mean, it seems that way at least.
So we continued to look through the village, where we went through a church, we went through a school, and this is where we were first introduced to the actors at Beamish. That can be kind of intimidating, I can't lie. And then we went on to look through this industrial part of the village.
I feel like I'm in like Peaky Blinders when they start running in the factory in like the next couple of seasons.
They'd have murdered you straight away.
Yeah, I probably would have lasted a couple of minutes, to be honest.
But now that I've made you aware that I feel like Tommy Shelby, we continued our look through the village, and then eventually it was time to move on to the next.
Okay, so one thing that we've realised is that we probably aren't going to be able to get through
all of the villages today because we've only done one so far and we've been here quite a while just looking around. So I think we're going to skip a farm that's just up this road here because we can see a farm anywhere, right? And we're going to go to the next village. Right, so here we have some of the vehicles. You can see it all around here. I love old vehicles as well, so I'm in my perfect place right now. I don't know what it is about old cars. They just seem so much cooler to me. Like, I really want to get like an old like Volkswagen camper van, for example, maybe in the future. I don't know if it could be our main one, but I definitely want one as like a side van. It's like a big dream in the end, but that's for the future. Like, if we're being honest here, they don't make them like they used to. How much better does this look than our buses right now? How much better does this look like than our mini buses, I guess, right now? They just all look so much better.
I feel like you'd feel so much happier if that was your awful bus.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it looks so much more friendly with the blue and the white. Now it just says like Arriva.
This looks like more like effort's been put into like making them look nice, whereas now they're just big boxes. I feel like that's what's like, you notice when you come to stuff like this is now you feel like all the like details been taken out of everything.
Yeah, I think got a lack of character now, whereas these have so much character. James White, coal and cork merchant. Hey, don't get excited.
I have an opportunity.
Just want to make that very clear. It was a joke.
Hello, train master.
The Cow Club? This is like your dream place.
Why is there a cow club in a railway?
I don't know, big fans of cows. In capital letters, by the way.
I'm telling you, I want to go back in time.
Now at this point we continued exploring the railway, we then went and had a look at the carnival, and then made our way over to the 1950s town.
J&R.S. Watson Solicitors. Let's have a look.
Oh, I love this. I wish I were also like this.
Imagine waking up to doing your shift and you just see this man of paper.
I was just about to say, when I did my law degree, that's honestly how my desk looked.
This actually properly reminds me of like Peaky Blinders. I keep mentioning it, but it really does. This looks like one of the office rooms when they're starting like the betting company and stuff.
Honestly, this is so impressive. Like, this genuinely just looks like an actual town that people live in right now. All these shops you can go in and buy stuff. All the buildings you can go into. It still carries on around here. I'm very impressed.
Now to save you from my continuous waffling, I'll speed this up a little bit. We then continued our exploring, like this bank that had this downstairs area, and as you can see by this clip, Emily was very impressed by the old signs that were around the towns. I mean, as you can see, she is absolutely buzzing. We then had a look through some of the houses, and then we saw this, which of course is a part of history, but I only see a TARDIS personally. But then it was time to move on to the next town.
So just to give you an idea of what it's like when you're going between towns, it is a lot of this where there's kind of nothing and we're just on this path. Hello.
Hi.
But as you're walking, you'll see these buses kind of going past, these old school buses, which it does add to it, I'll be honest. Oh, cool that is. But also, as well as the buses, you'll see like these smaller towns as well, where you can see kind of like people walking around. It really makes you feel like you're in this old environment, this old town. It genuinely has been a lot better than I expected. And I don't even think we're halfway through it at this point. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to even show like 10% of it all in this video, but it's been good. It might be a place that we have to come back to be fair. Right, we've just seen the sign, and what we're about to approach is the 1820s. This is obviously the oldest one out of the bunch here. Very excited. It's definitely not as colourful, we can say that.
Now, not only was it not colourful, it also wasn't very light, which kind of makes sense with the time, but it's not very good for filming, so a lot of this footage is very low light, might not be the best. But as you can see, we were just having a look through this house, and then I came to the realisation that people must have been a bit smaller back in the day.
Ah, fuck. Just smacked my head on the door frame. I'm tiny and my head hits this.
But we carried on after my second significant injury of this video, and Emily's love for signs soon diminished when she felt personally offended.
They really didn't have to call me out like that.
And at this point we were now approaching the end of our experience. We'd actually been here for about 3.5 hours at this point, so I've cut a lot of it out just to try to avoid making this video too repetitive, but it was really interesting. We had a great time, but it was now time to leave.
Well, I believe I've now finished the Beamish experience, and by that I mean we missed out like half of it. Basically the way it works, has like the main towns, but obviously then you have like the smaller little like places in between. I guess the side quest, if we were talking in video game speech. We didn't do the side quests, we just completed the main missions. And I think that was the last one. What's been your thoughts on the Beamish experience?
It's made me feel like I'm in Pride and Prejudice.
I don't know what that is, but I'll agree.
I feel like I'm Keira Knightley and you're Mr. Darcy.
Still don't know what that is, but I'll agree.
I've really enjoyed it. I really like how you can just walk from different
decades, different centuries. And like I say, if you were a more confident person or you really wanted to find out about history, you could talk to the actors and I feel like you'd get a really immersive experience.
We're too
Whereas
antisocial.
me and Callum are very, we're very scared.
Yeah, terrified.
Well, we are officially back in the van, absolutely soaking because the weather has not been great. I bought a hat, if you couldn't already tell. I thought, you know what, we're going back to the good old days. Hat from the good old days.
Mention it again.
Mention it again. Oh, Peaky Blinders, how could I forget? I'm Tommy fucking Shelby. In the actual show, they do have like blades in these parts so they can cut people, but we're not going to do that, alright? Yeah, so I guess the only thing left to do now is to drive home. So this is probably a good place to end the video. If you did enjoy it, please do a like on it, subscribe, all that stuff. And until next week, we'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.